Hi everyone, I'm so glad to interview the Kathleen Dagny. Hi.
Hello.
Could you please talk about your educational background?
Okay, wonderful. Well, I was born and raised here in San Diego. I went to UCSD for archaeology and art history. So my background is in studies, cultural studies, and history and artifacts. With my educational background, I also went into teaching, so I am also a master's of education.
Oh, that's great. Could you please talk about a little bit about the working experience?
Okay, wonderful. In San Diego, I worked with the Boys and Girls Club of San Diego, also Prime Time, the after-school program at elementary schools. I worked at the Chinese Historical Museum for 4 years, and now I'm at Pacific Arts Movement with the San Diego Asian Film Festival.
That's great. Do you have any memorable moments during your working?
I would say the most memorable moments are for the Chinese New Year. I didn't realize until I was much older that there are so many events celebrating the Lunar New Year, and they're all from different groups and organizations, but it's all in general celebrating the holiday. And that is one thing that really affected me as an adult, because as a child growing up being very American and not being surrounded by many peers of the same culture, it was great to see so many more Asian themed events in San Diego when I became an adult.
Yeah, I know recently you want to organize some of the New Year event. Do you want to talk about it?
Okay, wonderful. So I'm with CCBA, that stands for Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association, known as 邓秀薏-中华会馆, and we have the downtown San Diego Chinese New Year Fair. In downtown San Diego, it's free for everyone, and it's our 37th year, so I hope to see you there.
Wow, that's great. Do you want to talk more about your organization, like history? Or?
Wonderful. So CCBA is actually one of the oldest Chinese organizations in the Americas, so in North America and South America. It was started by the first Chinese immigrants that came to America in the 1850s, the railroad Chinese workers and the gold rush workers. The Zhonghua Huiguan was the main location for these Chinese immigrants. They helped people with finding a place to live, finding a job, translation services, and it's been passed down through the generations of Chinese American families, and today many of those groups, we don't need to do those immigration services like we did 100 years ago. Now we're doing cultural events that celebrate Chinese culture, like Chinese New Year, and celebrating that history.
Oh, that's great. Do you have additional events in the future?
Additional events in the future, well, we actually host the Qingming Tomb Sweeping Day at Mount Hope Cemetery in South San Diego. It's the oldest cemetery in San Diego, and there's actually a historic Chinese section that is for the first Chinese immigrants and Chinese Americans of San Diego. So not only is it a cultural event to keep up that tradition of tomb sweeping, but here in America, but it's also to honor those first Chinese settlers in San Diego.
Wow, that's great. Yes, I went to performance for your organization last year. I think it's a very good event. It's like huge.
Wonderful, thank you.
And lots of like dragon dancers and different culture performance and lots of people on the street.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Thank you. So we closed down 2 blocks of downtown San Diego in the Gaslamp Quarter so that you get to walk around and see all the different Asian food vendors. All of the cultural performances are from all different types of groups. So we had music, we had dancing, we had drumming, as well as the traditional lion and dragon dance performers. We have just tons of local Asian food vendors. We have a few new food vendors like boba drinks and inspired food, and traditional dumplings and things like that. And of course our cultural booths where you can look at cute arts and crafts that are made by people who come down to downtown every year. So just seeing that it's the 37th year and it's always improving and growing, and we may need to close down 1 more block because it keeps expanding, so we're very proud of that.
Yeah, I saw lots of booths over there and represent a different country, maybe not only the Asian country but also another country. I know you can taste lots of variety kind of food.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the way I really like, and you also can listen lots of music from the different cultural backgrounds. So I really enjoy it and I really like it.
Great, thank you.
Do you have any encouragement words for the younger generations?
I would say the biggest lesson that I've learned very recently is you can do anything with your degree or whatever you go to school for, because things are always changing. The world is always changing. So what you set out to do right at the beginning of college and what you end up doing 10 years later may be completely different, and that journey is totally okay.
So I'm so happy to interview the Kathleen today, and I hope everyone to go to the downtown to see the event.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.